they just learn to fight. We'll keep climbing up till we touch the sky. Hotter than the sun, we keep burning bright. Higher than the moon, we always rise. We always rise. We always rise.
I feel so lonely. I feel so lonely.
Hiding under the bright lights, some things being sold at half price. Lonesome king of the twilight.
I feel so lonely.
Walking home from a long night, fine young goddess lit up like a firefly, a dream queen of the valley. Oh, I can see it in your eyes, we're the same, you and I. I'm a little lost and a little lonely too.
I need to find my way home.
I
'cause I can hardly sleep. I drive alone to nowhere slow. I'm searching for the parts of me I know you stole. You slipped away in the midnight breeze. Who knew that with a goodbye kiss that my heart would freeze? Just a shadow, just an echo, just a memory. I don't know what he's got that I don't. I just wanna call you, but I won't. And I know we moved out, but I never moved on. So I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. Yeah, I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. Will you think of me when it makes you laugh? Does it capture you the way I could in photographs? Should I shut my mouth and turn off the light and pour out something strong and drink you all tonight? But you slipped away in the midnight breeze, and you knew that with that goodbye kiss that my heart would freeze. In the shadow, in the echo, in the memory. I don't know what he's got that I don't. I just wanna call you, but I won't. And I know we moved out, but I never moved on. So I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. So I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. Back to you, yeah, I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. I don't know what he's got that I don't. I just wanna call you, but I won't. And I know we moved out, but I never moved on. So I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. So I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you. Yeah, I drive all night, but still the truth is none of these streets lead back to you.
If you were here, I wouldn't be sad, and I would clearly see the end of the end. Out on my own, I wouldn't make it out alive, and out on my own, I wouldn't know the weight and the size of relief. The size of relief. right. I've shown you my darkest, my worst, still you bring me light. Out on my own, I wouldn't make it out alive. And out on my own, I wouldn't know the weight and the size of relief. 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 The size of
Look, I know you miss her, man. But you can't keep doing this to yourself. She's moved on. Meanwhile, you're out there just walking the streets at night, alone, in a river of darkness.
Glowing windows in the buildings from the elevated train. I see 1,000 different stories pass, faces without names. Forget why I came here, then I forget why I stayed. And I wonder if they notice if I slipped away. What if I kept going? What if I don't get off tonight? What if I ride this to the edges, through the darkness to the light? Could I find you there? Could I slipped away. What if there's no answer? We're all just hearts that have to fight through the dangers of the rapids, through the darkness to the light. Could I find you there? Could I find you there? If I slipped away.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. It's about time to get into the game. So, I am going to go ahead and pop into the chat. We've got some great opponents tonight, but let's pop in and listen to what our competitors are thinking going into the game tonight.
I already did.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Welcome to the stream for tonight. We've got a great match going up for you tonight. We've got Cave's Compadres, headed by the titular Cave, up against the Whinerbabies, headed by Clearpoint. So one team is going to be bitching and moaning, and the other is going to be having a great time. And that's what we always like to see, is that 5 people get to enjoy their night here in the Discord server.
I always enjoy my night.
Thank you, Lucifer. I'm curious how many beers deep we are already.
7.
7 out of 10. So keep that in mind, captains,
last
as
pick.
you draft your teams.
That's the last pick.
So, will he get picked last again?
For the 4th time in a row.
Probably. Somebody's still not in the scrim. And I'm going to name and shame here in a minute, so if you know it's you.
And I got my 3 beers.
Go ahead and get in. All right, congratulations.
Am I still in the pop flash?
Yeah.
Yes.
You are.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I hate this new bug.
Ty,
we-
I'm not picking you if you're gonna keep crashing.
And we are waiting.
There's a way to fix it.
We are
but
waiting
I'm
on
not gonna tell you how.
the Kodiak pack to get into the scrim.
Nope, he's good.
Ty is no longer in the scrim.
Ty is not in the scrim, so we're waiting on
Alright,
2
hold on.
people.
Plug your SSD while it's on.
And
you know, that'll
one
fix it.
one person with a lot less excuse to not be in it.
If you pick me first, I promise I'll top frag.
So we are, of course, waiting for this person to get in. You know, it's a great time, great waiting. Everybody's really enjoying just sitting here.
Oh, I am.
You guys want to play the word association game?
Oh yeah,
No.
absolutely.
Well, no, that's not. No, that's not the. That's not the game. I was gonna like.
We'll do this.
Neat.
While we wait for everybody. Welcome back, Tysel. We're still waiting on Kodiak to get him.
I love not hearing.
We'll play the green glass door. Who knows what the green glass door is?
Explain.
No,
The green glass door
I
is.
believe I do.
Okay.
They
If you know what it is, you are not allowed to play. And we're still waiting for Kodiak to get in. So you're gonna name items one by one, and I will tell you whether or not they can go through the green glass door, and you gotta try to figure out what it is. What's the rule behind what can and cannot go through the green glass door? And once you get it, you're done. You're done playing. You can't like tell other people because that ruins it.
Okay.
So I'll start you out. An elephant cannot go through the green glass door, but an apple can.
Colors.
Okay, if you're gonna guess, you gotta like guess privately. Because
privately.
but you can just name items and I'll tell you if they can go through or not.
A giraffe.
A giraffe can go through the green glass door.
iPhone.
An iPhone cannot go through the green glass door. Okay, Lucifer, you don't have to guess your words in the DMs too. I think.
Oh, you said in private.
Okay, you guess the rule in private because if you get it right, you don't just announce, "Hey everybody,
Okay.
guess what?"
Yeah.
I was saying, do colors?
This
fit
is what the
through?
rule is. I know that
don't know what-
I know that that's what you were guessing, and I answered you if that was correct.
Okay, so if you think you have the rule, or you know have learned the rule, DM Austie.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
Does Austie fit through the green glass door?
Austie doesn't.
Can I say
Austie
it?
does not
Oh, yeah.
fit through the green glass door. Does
Computer does.
Let's just say fit. Is it allowed to pass?
A computer cannot pass through the green glass door.
Cotton.
Cotton can pass through the green glass door.
Can a human pass through the glass door?
A human cannot.
What about Kate McKinnon? She's not human.
Kate McKinnon cannot pass through the green glass door. But good try. Yeah, good try
I
there.
want to Google that one.
Ah, political joke. We love that.
Yep.
We love
Can a dog
politics.
pass through?
Kodiak, you joined the scrim.
A dog cannot.
I'm a sub. Are we missing a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're waiting on you.
Ah, bubbles.
I'll join just in case. Yeah.
Well, there's
No,
10 guys here, and
Join
that's
the pod
including
flash.
you. So
There are now 10. Wonderful.
Okay.
I'm just fixing something really quick on my end.
You're here for the long run, Kodiak.
Yeah. I'm just down for whatever.
Did Bud Light fit through it?
Bud Light cannot fit through it.
Can worms fit through it?
Worms cannot fit through it.
Can
What about-
DE Overpass fit through it?
Is there an underscore or not an underscore?
Both.
If there's an underscore, it can pass through. If there's no underscore, it cannot pass through.
Can glass?
Glass can go through the green glass door. Anyway, this game is going to be going on Uno break because now we have all 10. And now it's time to jump in to the draft. So, we have our competitors. Got Clearpoint and his Whinerbabies against Cave and his Compadres. So let's go ahead and pick the teams. I'll jump right in. Cave the first to pick. He's got 8 great competitors, and he's going with the White Knight.
I get 2?
You do get 2.
You do.
Clearpoint's going to have 2 selections to make. And it's Trauma, currently the number 2 player in the league.
And Lucifer.
And who does he go with for his second option? Tysel! Strong competitor there in Tysel. And Cave, what does he do? Does he pick by the numbers or does he pick by his heart? He's got a few options here. Got Hobo, Alazanje, Lucifer, Kodiak, and Butter. Butter, an unknown presence yet in the league, and it's Hobo and Butter on the board. So the final 2 picks to Clearpoint. Who will he choose to be the large lad at the back? Alazanje going to be the first pick. Is it Lucifer or Kodiak? Lucifer better stats, but Kodiak better sobriety.
You can give me the drunk.
That's a tense pick.
Am I gonna be last pick again?
Maybe. I wonder if there's a correlation between how many beers you drink every time and when you get picked.
Watch, when I hit beer 10, I'm gonna pop off.
What is Clearpoint going to choose? And he picks Lucifer. The Drunken Fist style gonna be put to the test. And I will ask everybody on the Whinerbabies, go ahead and go down to Team 1. Everybody on Caves Compadres, go down to Team 2, except the captains. Stay up here.
Yeah, I'm a captain.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. So I'm
How
gonna
do I get out of here?
I'm gonna go ahead and I'll DM you guys your links for the bands. As always, what I will ask is, once you move back to your channel, whoops, that's the wrong person. I was about to send the wrong teams to the wrong person. So whenever you go back to your channel, you can start discussing what you want to ban and where you guys want to take this. At the same time, please don't take too long. I'd say like 45 seconds max on the discussion. Just because I can't really time it without it being a pain in the ass. So that's just what I'm going to ask. Please. So whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and pop back in. And you can begin the map ban. Best of luck. Alright. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time to find out what are we going to have going into the map veto. So already, we've got the Whinerbabies first to ban. They were, of course, second to pick. And it's Ancient out of here. Ancient gone. They won't be whining about that one. Not a map they were looking to get off to here in this match. At the same time, Caves Compadres. What will they choose to ban? It's gonna be Train. So it looks like we might be getting some orange maps on the docket. First pick going to be coming underway here soon. And it's the Whinerbabies. Where do they want to take us for map number 1? There's a few options on the board. And they do have some players that do like themselves some overpass. We saw some great overpass play from some of these players last week. But of course, Hobo on the opposite side of the server from the Whinerbabies, where they might not want to go up against him, who was a dominant presence when they had to get down into the fragging department. And it's going to be Inferno. So things heating up already as we pop over to Inferno for map number 1. Both these teams going to be well used to it. At the same time, do we want to see another comfort pick coming out from Caves Compadres, or do they want to try and throw something a little tricky in here? It'll be interesting to see. As now they come to the end, and it's Nuke. Nuke gonna be chosen. We've seen Nuke in almost every match so far of the APL. We saw it in a good bit of the preseason as well. So it's going to be telling here how used to this map these players are. Who exactly has their numbers decided. Who knows where each other likes to play. Who knows where they can punish. And for Butter, his first time here in the APL, it is going to be telling how used to this playstyle that he's going to be. Is he going to be used to a lot of these different players coming in and just looking to kind of strut their stuff as they had previously? Dust 2 off the table. So now Caves Compadres to choose where we end it. Do they want to do Mirage? Or do they want to do Overpass once more? Yeah. You're seeing in the chat, Nuke does get picked here. Eat My Shorts not going to be allowed to go into his home turf. And it looks like we're going to get some overpass on the board as well. So the side picks are going to come out. Caves Compadres choosing where they want to start on Inferno. Do they want to take this on the CT side earlier, or do they want to go for the T side? Of course, the knives will come out, but not really going to be enough for them. And it's going to be, I believe, Caves Compadres choosing to take T side first. So the Whinerbabies is going to get CT to start out with. And at the same time, Caves Compadres is going to be taking T side first on Nuke as well. So, very interesting. So we're going to see. We're going to get these players ready, get them into the game. And as soon as we have a match ready and waiting for you, we will pop in to see how the start of the match here on Nuke is going to go. It's the Whinerbabies up against Caves Compadres. Are we ready for it? I don't know, but it's coming at us fast, it's coming at us hard, and it's coming at us ready to show what these players are made of. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. We jump into the server.
Baby, get lost in this moment, burning bright in the night sky. Said we could get lost in this moment, coming alive in the nighttime. Then oh no, close your eyes, let it all go, body and mind, burning bright in a dark sky. And oh no, close your eyes.
Alrighty, everybody. So thank you very much for your patience. We begin to shift over down into the game where we have all of our players ready and waiting to jump into the match. We've got the Whinerbabies starting out on CT side. We've got the Compadres over on the T side, and it looks like we're going to be into some fast action right away here on Inferno. So already it looks like 4 of the T-sided players want to try and take this one over towards mid. It is going to be an early lean here with the T-side group, and Alan Zanjay already going to claim one there to bring it down into a 4 versus 3. One exchanged on each side earlier in the round. And I don't know why exactly this is the angle we're on when we pop over to Auto Director, but it's Kodiak to take a fight. Lucifer wins it out, spots out another towards mid. At the same time, Butter already back towards Spawn, just kind of trying to spot out. Gets spotted out, but that won't quite be enough. Hobo wanting to jump back up himself. It's going to be a fight that he needs to try and take, but at the same time, Lucifer dropping the bomb, gets his head ripped off, and a 1 versus 3 now necessary. And of course, we're going to have our lovely error messages for anybody that hasn't caught an APL game before. We do get these just great error messages on top of the players when we're in the server. They don't see it, but we do. Just adds some flavor, adds some charm. And I believe that's a chicken. There yeah. The chicken, of course, just going to be, well, let's just say he was a mistake. Hobo in the 1v2. 30 seconds to play with. It's going to be Clearpoint here to try and play off against him, and Clearpoint will secure that shot. So excellent work out of the captain of the babies here, managing to get his team on the board with a clutch there, or denying, I should say, a clutch there that really could have gone the opposite way if Hobo was allowed a little bit more time to play around with. So we jump into the second round, and it looks like this time it's a lean towards alt mid. Not much money to play with here for Cave's Compadres, so they are just going to take it up over towards the apps. At the same time, Trauma spotting out early, finds some heads, but not able to connect onto any of the frags. Gets one, gets White Knight out of contention, but at the same time needs to start trying to fall away, as these players are quickly overwhelming into the site. Tysil gets one more there onto an approached player, but Trauma down to 4 HP. He has to play this very carefully, and Alexandre from over in Arch did have really not a ton of money in this round. Could have got himself an SMG, but choosing just for the Deagle. And he's trying to support here in a crossfire with Trauma at the same time. You can see Hobo Cave trying to just spot out if there's anything they can find here into this app's position. Still 60 seconds to play with on the round. One recovered gun as well on Butter, and some footsteps gonna allow these CTs to know they're still here and prowling. So Cave might be a very important peek here. Ooh, gives away his arm. Doesn't give away his life yet, and at the same time, Hobo gonna find one. Spots out over towards Dark, but Trauma, hidden away for so long, manages to connect alongside Clearpoint and secure some frags here. And now Clearpoint hunting down from the pit. He'll manage to pull it off and once more take his team into another winning round. 2-0 here. And the Whinerbabies, they're gonna be more than happy with that. We look again upon the babes down in their spawn position, trying to figure out where they want to try and take this one. And it looks like it's going to be an early lean down over towards the B site and mid. So some early smokes over into mid, some early aggression from Hobo. Looks like he wants to get Flash through. Flash going to get set up for him. He'll push through. Doesn't blind the player Arch, and that's going to be Trauma there to get the kill. At the same time, Cave from the back. Oh, tries to spot out, gets Lucifer in mid, but it's felled by Alexandre back in Banana, so the man advantage still held over towards these players once more for the counter-terrorists, but with Trauma dropping, Clearpoint does manage to trade out once again, and as fast as it gets equalized, it gets put back into a man advantage once more. We go over to the Alexandre cam. Back to Kodiak, who gets found out by Clearpoint there in Arch. And now it's all on Butter. His first debut here in the APL. This would be a great clutch to come away with if he could. And now going to slowly approach the bout. Knows that one is Arch. At the same time, Alexandre going to start to get a little bit more information over towards that banana spot. No, the molly, this could be big. Spots out the first, gets him. Teisel down. Isn't quite ready for where these other players could be and just trying to delay a little bit, but that's going to allow this lane push to happen even quicker, and the smoke allows for a crack, allows for Clearpoint to strike, and the captain 6-0 on the CT side, where, I mean, as a reminder, this was the Whinerbabies pick, so the Compadres chose to take this 2T to start. And so far, it's a slow start. Now, Hobo is, of course, out of the server, so a technical pause gonna be called. And we look across the server, and actually a good time to pull up the scoreboard here if we want to look at how these players are doing. It's, right now, kind of the Clearpoint show over for the Whinerbabies, but they do have Trauma still weighing in, Lucifer doing some damage from top mid, even Teisel and Alexandre spotting some out. And it's been a little bit more of a struggle from the Compadres. I mean, we've seen early on in these rounds, they lose some early damage from the early engagements. Like, they lose a player kind of right off the rip. They find themselves just in these, you know, 4v5s, 3v4s, and every time it seems like they get an opportunity to claw back into some sort of equality, it's just the babies there ready and waiting to rip another skull away. So it honestly seems like the Compadres, if they can hold together, get these trades to equalize, and then just continue to play off each other, they could be putting themselves into some really great spots to strike in here and do some damage against these babies, but it's just not working out. So right now, not a ton to whine about for anybody in the server. I mean, we are still very early days here in this map, this first map. But it looks like it's going to take Hobo a little bit longer than expected to get back in. We'll pop open our end just to see. Looks like he has managed to get himself back on Counter-Strike, so it should only be a minute until he's back in the server. Pull this open. Yeah, Clearpoint inquiring a little bit. Yeah, and having to restart the game. Maybe restart the computer. It just seems like some real big technical issues coming out from him right now. So, I mean, is a pretty good time just to go ahead here and pull open the map veto again. So, might get caught off a little bit. We'll go ahead and minimize our HUD for a second while we pop this open. As we'll look here, you'll see this map veto was, of course, an ancient ban first, followed by Train. Whinerbabies chose to take us here to Inferno, where it will be the Compadres choosing to start on T, and then at the same time, Whinerbabies choosing to start on Nuke, which was the Compadres pick on the CT side. So if they can get off to a good run here on Inferno and carry that momentum into Nuke as well, this is looking like it could be a very dangerous streak of rounds coming out. And Hobo is going to be back in the server, does manage to pop back in, so it looks like we will once more be able to resume the game here. A friendly reminder, we're here in Match 3 of the first season of the Austie Pro League. These players still playing for league placement points, and if we look, we do actually have the number 1 and number 2 in the league on opposite sides of the server once more. Trauma, an early berth into the league last week, where he does manage to strike in big, got himself immediately up onto the second place of that leaderboard, and currently only around 2 points and change away from dethroning Hobo and getting himself into that top spot. So Hobo, lot to play for here. Of course, he's drafted onto the Compadres, so they are going to need to start trying to strike some damage soon, and the Molly does burn a few of these players away. Kodiak down to 46, White Knight down to 78. It's going to be a fast hit over towards this B site. Alexandre has to be ready, gets the first spray, gets the second. Lucifer falls in the exchange, but once again a man advantage found. At the same time, Trauma pushed from mid, supported by his pals. And the baby is not whining at this one. It's only Butter left in the round. Once more, they push through to top banana. They're forced to wait, forced to stall. And Teisel, Trauma, Alizanje all raining out from a pincer attack to take them out at bottom banana. So 4-0. And that round, of course, a forced buy for the Compadres. So what do they choose to do? Going here into round 5. Looks like it will be another force. Cave going to get himself up onto the AK. Kodiak the Galil. Hobo onto a Scout. And an XM from White Knight. We've seen him opts to go for this gun when things get tough throughout the league so far. And Cave gifted a kill there onto Trauma. A little bit overextended there from the number 2 league contender. At the same time, clear point. Looking just to hold off against Arch. And it is important to note that in the meantime, Lucifer rotating off of the B site, coming over to join into a 3-man stack on A. So this leaves just Alizanje alone on B. He is, of course, tagged up against the AKs. That might not matter too much. Lucifer trying to hunt with this Bison. And only goes down to 39 health points in the process. Doesn't get too much out of it. Alizanje, he might find himself under some fire here soon, especially as this bomb looking to rotate over from Kodiak. It's 3 players here looking to try to breach against this site. At the same time, perhaps some util to be thrown out from these remaining players over at A just to keep these CTs at bay. And of course the Compadres, no way of knowing yet that it's only Alizanje on this site, but White Knight looking to try and probe Cave as well. And the Compadres, they were just trying to wait for some sort of sign off of that site that this was good to take, and Alizanje, it's going to be on him to try and deny it. Teisel finds one, so that's going to be the ripcord pulled, and Alizanje actually looking to try and rotate over there, you could see, ready just to try and fall off and go join his friends at A, but it's going to end up with him losing his life, and we find ourselves back onto this site in some very awkward angles, but back onto Clearpoint, who is just holding off, waiting for some rotates. Lucifer still over on this A site with White Knight in his back. Teisel picked away. So Kodiak in a very crucial position as we have 2 CTs that want to try and probe up. Teisel actually starting to fall back, and this could be big. Yes, spots out against White Knight now. They know there's only 2 players on this bomb site, and they know that this is a winnable situation. Molly going to go over onto Dark. That does force a player out. It's Butter, and now it's onto Kodiak. He's locked in over towards Church, but they're on the bomb. Clear point. He's just going to try and stick it. Kodiak, he's pushing out. Can he deny it? He does! And the Compadres, they hold off against a very narrow clutch, and Kodiak Pack coming huge through with 2 frags of his own, gets the denial, gets the second player, and Lucifer, the last man standing, it will survive to tell the tale, but great denial from Kodiak to get his Compadres their first round on the board. So an early 3 lean from the babies over onto the CT site. It's going to be a deep nade, close molly. Is going to force Butter to stay his hand here as he was looking to try and get aggressive. And it actually looks like Trauma wants to try and probe a little as well, with a little bit of a unfortunate tick damage from him, taking him down to 60 health points. Alizanje is still trying to try to spot out whoever he can. Over here towards the arch position, and actually Lucifer going to be jumped up. Going to be allowed to just perch up here in the flower position. At the same time, we'll pop over Clear Point, just tossing a smoke down in mid, just trying to delay anything further. Butter watching for any aggression from the B side, and still all 10 players alive in this round. Mid under hard control here from the T's, and Trauma, he's looking antsy. He wants to try and get some more information out of this B play, but he knows anything falling could be an immediate call for a rotate, and now Alizanje forced to try and pick something away. Hobo clears out Clear Point in the pit. Teisel gonna have to come up big here from Bauk. He finds one, can't find a second. Alizanje trying to rotate in himself. Hobo spots him out. Trauma finds one onto Kodiak in the meantime, but it's a 3v2 this way, favoring the Compadres. And the Whinerbabies might start whining from this one as Lucifer pokes his head out, finds one, and Trauma An opportunity to show why he is so deserving of that second place spot in the league. Pushes up, gets the first towards construction. Is he going to be ready for Butter? Butter spots him out, knows this player's top hay, and that will be a denial from him. Easily done once he knows that gun is spotted on the jump. And Butter, Kodiak, coming into their own here to get the first 2 rounds on the board for Caves Compadres. So very nicely done so far to try and rip their way back into this map. And of course now some of the CTs forced down onto the pistols and the nades. It's going to be some early grenades in mid where Lucifer kind of staying his hand a little bit, and Teisel actually going to be allowed to come out of that one with a kill. So Trauma, he's going to have to come up big. Misses the first shot. Can he find anything further? Ooh, getting damage, but no kills. Gets one out of it, and Hobo tagged down very low in the exchange. But look at this White Knight. He's hidden away in under in Mexi. He could come up huge here. Finds a first. Is he ready for the second time? And he spots him out, but has to turn, and Alexandre will claim him. Oh, but pokes his head a little bit too far into Hobo's claws, and we know how greedy this Hobo in particular can be, so that kill ripped away, and Lucifer trying to do some taps against him with the USP, but forced to fall off. That's the perfect timing for Hobo to come in, and now Teisel deagled up. 2 frags to find. Hobo just a hair's width away from death. But both of these T's going to be allowed the opportunity to fall off. Now, Teisel, no kid in this round, but only 2 kills need to be found, and once again, if he can find Butter, it's a pretty simple kill onto Hobo, I say that, but the 2 health bandit comes out of it with 4 kills on the round, and try as they might whittling him down, they are not enough to fell this tree. So the Compadres 1 round away from equalizing this up, but it's got to be said, a very nice save there out of the Whinerbabies to get themselves within 2 kills of that round. So it has to be asked what the play will be coming out here. It's another return to this 2-man setup on B, and actually, we're seeing Hobo just wants to push right through it. He doesn't find his way through in time to find any frags early, and he's mollied off any additional damage. A nade gonna ring out as well, but doesn't quite damage him up. So a nice fade away here from the Whiners. They're gonna hear this additional damage coming out and try not to over peak here, of course, as there is a gap in this smoke, and Hobo doesn't manage to spot anybody out of it, but these bullets gonna come through, gonna find himself a target of Alexandre, but Alexandre strikes first. That gives the Whinerbabies once more another early round man advantage. Trauma spotting out against 1. That's Butter, the last man here. Kodiak found in mid. And at the same time, it's full mid control now as Teisel Clearpoint finding 1 each. And White Knight, he's going to hear this approach. He's going to spot it out. At the same time, Butter picking off Trauma over towards B. So now it's all on White Knight. And he's got to try to do it here against 3. It's Trauma that's going to be the first to find, but of course this bomb down in the middle of mid is going to be something he needs to try to recover first. But actually, he wants to go and try to take some fights. Finds Alexandre. Is he going to be ready for Trauma this close? He is! And White Knight, a 1v1 secured, but 15 seconds and the bomb to find. So Clearpoint going to be setting himself up for success, and yes, he will secure it. And we get knocked out of the server there, a little unfortunate, but the Whinerbabies getting themselves on the board once more. So a 5th round secured. The Compadres, their comeback streak cut short, but still with an opportunity to come out of this half with a win. Yeah, we were staying on that cam a little long there, boys, but that's just what happens when the robots take control. And at the same time, some early damage raining out over the B site that tags down Butter to fairly low HP. And Hobo, he's trying to find this frag through the smoke. He knows that Alexandre is trying to spam out against him. Looks like they were maybe considering for a moment going for some sort of boost play, but choosing against it. And now it's Lucifer's op, the only man here to try and hold off against this push. And it's going to be the first found. Kodiak felled. At the same time, pushing towards the site. Hobo does know where this op is now, but it still finds its way onto Cave, and Hobo connecting alongside his teammate onto this one player on site, but that's giving time for the rest of the Whiners to regroup and try to push in, and Clearpoint through the smoke finds the op. Finds Butter. Can't find himself a kill onto Hobo. And now it's Teisel and Trauma to try and play this out. Teisel with only a Bison to his name, so it's gonna be a little precarious, but Trauma, head on a swivel, rips the head right off of Hobo in Dark. And 11 kills from him so far on the server. It is a fight right now for the top of this leaderboard. As Hobo, Trauma, both at 11 kills apiece, but you look over at Clearpoint, he's sitting on 10. Teisel on 9, only a Bison in that round as well. Of course, Cave leading his compadres pretty well, only 5 and 9, but we've seen how important he's been in some of these plays. Whinerbabies now primed to take the half. Clearpoint, an early flash into mid. It does allow for some peeking. Are they aware there's a player this close? It doesn't look like it, but the aim is still on target. White Knight felled. Ooh, but Hobo, a quick trade. Trauma to trade him out. And a spot onto the player Mexi as well. Nade doesn't quite find its target. Kodiak trying to see if he'll be gifted anything there, but you see his skull is just ripped right open, and now it's only Cave. Does manage to trade out against Teisel, who once more with the Bison does get a kill onto Butter, but that's 7 on the board. And for the CTs, they are not finding much to whine about right now. Rather, being dined here in the 7v3, or 7-2-3 scoreline, I should say. So we pop once more into what looks like a bit of a mid lean, but actually not. It goes alt mid. Looking to try and secure some apps control. Butter spotting out against this utility, and we're going to see Lucifer just considering dropping back to Coffin, but knowing that Alizanje's already pushed up close. Kodiak through this smoke. It could be dangerous, and he is found out. Teisel does win the fight. So another early frag found against the Compadres. It's going to be Alizanje to try and hold off against the push, and Hobo with a find onto him. That could be the call to try and rotate this bomb back over. But you can see Trauma already in CT, looking just to get himself around. And there he is, rounding the corner. Round of applause for him. And White Knight really looking like he might want to try and probe out over here and spot anybody towards close apps, close dark, but he's going to be found from Teisel on the probe. Even I didn't realize he had gotten up that close. Cave, looking over towards Arch. Remember, he cannot see that error message. Only we can, so would be very awful if they could, because it would have given him away there in that spot. But he does manage to fade away. Teisel, in the meantime, full alt mid control. And it looks like he wants to try and convert this into some Mexi control. At the same time, some util gonna fade out over this site. It's gonna be an early spot. Lucifer once more on this op, trying to do something with it, but Cave denies. And Trauma through the smoke does spam out one. Can he spam out another? It's Hobo, who's tagged down low, but he's not found. And we've seen him in this spot before. Hobo finds a first. At the same time, Clearpoint trying to pick away the bomb, and he does. Hobo, only 19 HP to his name, and he needs to try to find his remaining 2. Finds the first, and it's Clearpoint up against him. And Hobo, the limited HP, this time a little too much to try and overcome. And the Whinerbaby is going to be breathing a sigh of relief that that one is not ripped away right at the end of the round. How close that was from Hobo. Just an absolute masterclass being displayed. And 3 kills for him on the round, but an 8th round on the board for the Whinerbabies. And this is the one time maybe we're seeing the babies shut up. Any fans of airplane travel would be cheering for joy right now. And any fans of the Spanish language are hoping we can see a 4th round come out from the Compadres. Looks to be an early take here. Alizanje forced off the play, trying to find some frags, but it's a lot of frags to try and find. So Lucifer, the last man here on the site. Butter actually losing his life to his own molly, I believe. And look at the damage. It's already so low across the board. Kodiak and Cave, the last two here. It's another pop flash, another molly, and it's Cave this time with the limited HP. Finds the first, has to try and find Trauma, but Trauma from behind will spam him down. And a 9th round secured here as the Whinerbabies, a dominant first half on the CT side. Oh my goodness. So many frags exchanged between these players in that close fight, but somehow the Whinerbabies, they just get whittled down so low by the util, and it just forces them to delay that B push, and then once they finally do get in, it's just like a strong gust of wind topples two of them over. So where do they choose to whine here? Going on to the T side. Looks like it's an early B hit when to be asked for. And Lucifer not ready for the player over into Sandbags. Trauma is. At the same time, Cave trying to hold off his line as they approach him onto the site. Spots out one crossing, spots out a second. At the same time, Butter trying to assist. But Clearpoint manages to clear his way onto the site. So now grouping up a bit. Hobo finds one over towards back site. At the same time, White Knight gonna be pushing through, trying to spot out towards Sandbags. He does, but can't find the frag. Butter to try and follow it up, and Trauma just going nuclear here from the Sandbags position. But now, it's Hobo versus Trauma, and this is something we've been highlighting throughout the match, and this time, it's Trauma with the limited HP to work with. And Hobo, he's already ready for the CT side push, but no, Trauma playing it slow, playing it methodical, and the time is being whittled off the bomb, and Trauma plays it absolutely to perfection, and a 4K masterclass from the league number 2 pulls the babies into a 10th round. What discipline from him to be aware that the defuse was fake. Hobo plays that almost as perfectly as he can. Knows, I'll tap the bomb, I'll try to see if there's going to be a player pushing at CT, and yes, he was right. But Trauma times it just long enough so that the moment Hobo is looking away, that's when he comes back to try and claim his frag, and it's a recovered round. And Hobo, a little pissed off that one, comes on in and gets himself an early frag. But it already looks like a B lean here. And yeah, Hobo with that early frag, he's allowed to regain mid. He's going to allow his team all the info in the world that this is a B site take. And Butter does get found by Trauma. That equalizes the scoreline a bit. But now a retake necessary. Hobo trying to fight out here against Clearpoint and does claim the scout. Trauma, Tysel, White Knight all coming through with one of their own. And they force us into a 2 versus 2 situation. Lucifer to find the first, Tysel to find the second. No, it's actually Lucifer once again, supported by Tysel and CT. And the retake denied. Once more, the Whinerbabies come through to strike, and strike hard. So straight back into the action. 2 rounds away from a win here on Inferno. The Compadres going to have to put up some impressive rounds, and they've been close, but just haven't been gifted enough, and Butter gets spotted out early, down to half his health. At the same time, it's going to be another B take attempted. It's Cave here to try and hold the line. He's fully blind. Does get one through his blindness. And a little bit of damage raining out onto the remaining 2 as well. But 3 now allowed to take the site. Tysel trying to spot out over towards top mid. This is going to allow White Knight to start flanking. At the same time, Hobo, Cave, one apiece over here on the bomb site. So now 4v3 retake required. And it is going to be the Compadres with a man advantage. An even greater one now as Hobo finds himself a first here. Tags Tysel down low, but it's not enough to secure a frag. Kodiak trying to spam through this smoke and find anything he can. And he will finally pick away Tysel. But it's Lucifer here up close. He needs to try and peek out. Gets one. Can't get the second. And that's going to be enough time left for a defuse to come out. So the Compadres, they rally and find themselves a 4th. Apologies, that's me, not you. We're, noticing a little bit of stream delay here that we're trying to remedy. But enough about that. Back into the game. Still the Whinerbabies 2 away, and it will be a full MAC 10 buy here from them. Just looking to try and play something up close and personal. Lucifer going to lose a good bit of his life in the Hellfire. At the same time, we pop over here to Trauma. Early frag out of the apps. Gonna spot out the second as well and get the frag onto him additionally. Kodiak peeks out, does some damage, but it's not enough to find a kill. So now it's gonna be a question from the Compadres. How long do they attempt this before it's time to save? They have no way of knowing that these players are this low. They should know that one is a little bit tagged by Kodiak. That Gush should have been spotted out. And now it's a 3v3. They found two. One of the players not even the low ones, so... Oh, but a spot. Trauma already set up over towards Cemetery. He's going to get another attempt there against Cave, but Cave coming out ahead this time, and Alexandre and Clearpoint both tucked in on the site. The MAC-10 comes out good against the first, has to come out against the second, and Clearpoint will be there to assist. The Whinerbabies, a fast take into the site, and a fast round win that puts them on 8 map points to come away with their pick of Inferno. They are looking strong. They are looking sharp. And Trauma, especially, is looking here to make a mark. And Hobo, he's trying his best to pull his team up with him. But when the trades are coming as lightning quick as they can, what can one man do? Nade gonna come out. That is going to allow for some early damage, but no frag. Alexandre is going to be the one to have to find that. Ooh, and a turn away at just the wrong time. That gives White Knight his first kill. And it looks like one more time, an attempt on B is going to be made. Butter already boosted up here. Hobo finds another over towards A, but now it's going to be required on B, and a pop before the smoke that actually allows Butter to get spotted out, and he doesn't find the frag onto the bomb, but he finds one onto the rifled up players, so it's a little interesting that that's how that works out. And Teisel, he's trying to push through the smoke. He finds one, but he leaves Lucifer 11 HP to his name and 2 frags to find, and he won't be able to do it. White Knight showing why he likes to bring out the XM when things get tough, showing that for him, this gun can be the difference between life and death, and he's breathing some life back into his team here. That's got to be said. Butter, great kill to find there from Top Flower, especially when the push comes before a CT smoke. That's a time when absolutely that is the T's ready and aware that there should be a player Top Flower. But he still manages to come out with one, call it 1.5, because that bomb dedicated to going down, but losing a lot of life in the process, and you can't discount Hobo getting that flank player off of A to allow the Compadres to retake unhindered. So very good attempt at closing it out there from the babies. And Teisel actually going to be forced into a deagle this round. It is interesting, opt up in the last, that he chose to try to push through, play it up close. Don't think he was ready for quite that many players to be coming from CT. And Clearpoint, he's just trying to spot out for anything he can, and Kodiak gets a cheeky little angle over the top right of the smoke, but with an awful gun for the fight. Teisel, the deagled player, going to be the one to take it. And Cave trying to see what he can do here at distance. Alexandre and White Knight trading out. And it's Trauma to be found, so a one-man advantage, but that is definitely the man you want out of this round. At the same time, Hobo has been given time to rotate over. A dastardly foe for the Compadres and for the Whinerbabies to have to overcome, and now they were kind of banking on being able to rotate back towards this site, but Butter finding a frag. It's going to be Clearpoint fading away. Cave will hear this out. He will call it for his team. And this will let these two players that have already rotated over know that, yep, this is the right call. Lucifer felled. And Clearpoint, 20 seconds to his name. Very limited money on the team. Looks like he's just trying to come out of this round with a quick frag and go again. Thoughts on one towards Speedway. Has the bomb, but limited time, and Hobo shuts him down. 3K from the man in blue. And White Knight, Butter coming through with one apiece. The Compadres trying their best to fight back in. 6 rounds now needed. And we have seen these types of comebacks before in the APL. We've seen it in the show matches. We've seen it in our first 2 matches of the league. Can we see it again? Pistoled up players coming out here from the CTs, and it looks like they want to, or from the Ts, sorry. And it looks like they want to try and just dominate through. Kodiak at first. Can he find a second? Yes, a third. Yes! Kodiak coming up big with a triple kill. And oh no, Cave allows one to slip by, so it's going to be a recovered rifle. And Clearpoint finding one. It's just Lucifer forced here into the clutch. They know exactly where he is, and Hobo will not allow him to breathe for long. A full house needed and a full house secured as Kodiak and Hobo clean up the mess and get the Compadres within 5. So pistol play ends up getting no bomb plant, but a few frags, and again, some impressive shots coming out. Lower mid smoke going to be thrown, so allowing for the CTs to take some mid control. But at the same time, an early lean from Teisel towards top alt mid, and they're just looking to push through the smoke. The molly gonna come down to try and delay it. It's an arch hit. It's gonna be Hobo required. White Knight finds one. Spam through the smoke. Lucifer finds White Knight, but Butter claiming his life as well, and Clearpoint comes through with the trade. So Butter, absolutely huge potential here in this round, but picked away by Trauma. And already a 3 versus 2 where the site has been found by the babies. A peek out finds Kodiak, and it's all on the captain. Cave will need to lead his Compadres into the 8th round, or they're gonna go straight to nuke. It's Tyson will be found first. It's Trauma to be found second, and now it's just him against the captain of the babies. It's a captain v captain. For the fate of game 1, a flash will be thrown out. That gives Cave the awareness, but Clearpoint has the aim, and the first map will go the way of the Whinerbabies, who will breathe a sigh of relief after a few straight rounds. Made it look like we might be seeing a comeback on the horizon, but no. We will give these players a slight break, about 10 minutes just to rest up, refresh, and then we will come back with Nuke here in just a little bit. Can the Whinerbabies come out and claim the Compadres map pick as well? Or are we going to be seeing ourselves having to go to Overpass to decide it all? I don't know, you don't know, but let's find out soon after we see you in just a little bit.
Should have known at the end of summer, the innocence fades and the weak become stronger. Should have known at the end of summer, I'd be lost without you.
The skyline looked like a stained glass window. The city sang such mad crescendo. 4 bare feet on a rain-soaked street. Summer air brushed fever dreams.